Pieter Kool is our next guest. He is the chair of the Travelogue Committee with the Rotary Club, a fun, interactive presentation of film documentaries, done by professional cinematographers. And you're invited to the next show happening on April the 27th at the Port Credit Secondary School, where they'll be screening Norway, Land of Vikings. And this sounds really exciting.
Yeah, Land of the Vikings to the Midnight Sun.
Oh, wow.
That is a wonderful presentation. We do travelogues now for the past 39 years and feel that it is one of the longest running entertainment show in Mississauga.
Sure.
Actually, travelogues are a very interesting concept. It dates back for about 100 years ago when it started in Chicago. Actually, it's older than Rotary. And what is happening is these are professional filmmakers.
Right.
That's their job. That's their living. And they go to countries and take the film on that particular country. It's either or a topic, and they come in person to present it. So the
live narration.
Sure.
Live narration. They stand at the lectern. You have a full-size screen, and they show.
So they talk after people sit and they watch the film, then they talk after. Is that what happens? Or
No.
Or
It's
during the
yeah, so
oh,
they,
I got it. Okay.
so
the
they
presentation.
so they control
Yes.
the sound. So we have sound on the film
Sure.
itself,
Oh, wow.
but while the film
Fills in
is
the
running,
gaps.
they fill in the gaps
Yeah. Oh,
related,
great.
and they personalize it to Mississauga, to Toronto, and it makes it really nice. And during the intermission, they talk with the audience. The nice part about this is these filmmakers are not sponsored by any organization. They're independent and will give you the goods.
It's,
the way
it's
they
their
expect.
passion. So
That's right.
That you can't get any more involved than that. You're doing it because
Exactly.
you love it, and
Yes,
that
right.
will show not only on the screen, but with their presence inside the theater or wherever it happens to be. Now, if people want to come to this, are there tickets? Do they need to pre-register, or they just come? How does this all work?
They can get tickets at the door.
Okay.
The tickets at the door. We have an audience would have subscribed with subscription tickets,
Okay.
and it's about 400.
Okay.
So we normally, depending on whether they can make it or not, we always have a fixed base of about 350 to 400 people who always come to these evenings.
Sure.
Even when it is very bad weather.
They
In
still come
winter
out,
time,
yeah.
when they have the snowbirds are gone, we will have 300 people showing up.
Right.
Really amazing.
Is it just people who travel a lot, or people who are interested? Who comes to the travelogues?
Who comes to the travelogues? Excellent question. They tend to be elderly people like myself. Okay.
Elderly, wow.
Younger.
If you're old, then I'm really in trouble, okay? Where does that leave me?
Onward. Anyway, well, we hope to get younger people in there,
Sure.
more in the early 50s, but yes,
So it's wide open,
It's
though,
wide
right?
open.
It's
It's
wide
wide.
open.
But what it is, it's people who've been to these locations. People want to see these locations. People of interest to see different cultures.
Sure.
And so you get that type of audience in there.
In fact, we have a couple of pictures we want to bring up on the screen now,
Excellent.
and maybe you can
Let's have a
talk
look
us
at it.
through here.
Wow, that's the midnight up in Norway, Nordkapp, where you have the midnight sun, and you have the what is it, the
Borealis. Borealis, yeah.
Exactly.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
So these are actual pictures that have been taken from the cinematographer that when he did his documentary.
Now there we have Svalbard, which is up at the very Nordic island where they do some mining. That is really north. That is really.
looks cold.
That's cold.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Now here you have a picture from Oslo, or in Norwegian say Oslo.
Oslo.
Oslo, yeah, let's have it right. That's the Vigeland Park, which is a sculpture of mankind, and it shows men as children, as they age, the whole process. They get families, and they get older.
As you move
and,
up the steps, is that what's
and then
happening?
you have
Yeah.
the column. Picture of Geiranger.
Wow, that's beautiful.
One of the fjords there. Beautiful, beautiful picture. Yes.
Isn't that something? Now, I saw a couple of houses there just for one
Now
second.
here is an interesting picture.
Right.
That's my old town where I grew
Is
up.
that really?
Yeah. I grew up in Bergen, and that's the Hansabryggen in Bergen, and on the left side.
In fact, there you're waving. Hello!
I think you need some glasses, Warren. Yeah.
Isn't that
okay,
something?
So now we're back again.
Now, when we saw the picture of the beautiful greenery, and there was a couple of homes there, so do people live up there, or is that really very isolated areas? The second last picture.
The second,
the fjord.
the
Yeah,
fjord,
with the fjord. I saw a couple of.
yeah.
Is that very isolated?
It is isolated.
It is isolated.
Yes.
Isn't
it is
that
isolated.
something? And do you find that a lot of people, like tourists, would go up there?
Yes.
Isn't that something?
Yeah,
Just beautiful stuff there. I think we tend to think of Norway, it's all covered in snow, but there's plenty of lush green there as well.
Especially in the south, it's very nice and very warm.
Isn't that
It's
something?
Beautiful long days.
They have the best cross-country skiing. I haven't been there, but
You make it sound like,
they
have
have the best.
Prince Harry goes there all the time. This must be really nice for you, especially with that background, to see your own home really showed up on the screen.
I grew up as a little kid, yes.
You know?
Yeah, that's right.
Sure.
And how do you guys decide on which presentation you're going to do? Do the cinematographers, are they Rotarians as well? And they say, look, I'm going to be going to China and I'm going to be doing this, and in 2 years I'd like to show it. How do you decide and how do you pick that?
It's an organization called TRAX, Travel Adventure Cinematographer Society, and they're about I would say about some 60 people who are members of that. These are professionals, these are not Rotarians. It's an organization in the United States. There are a couple of Canadians who are members of them, like John Wilson from Trent. We used to have a person out of Vancouver who was an anchorman, television anchorman. He is in this program. And that is their job, so they belong there. So I go to TRAX and I say, these are the dates we have. Who are the people you can supply us with? Now, most presenters have an array of subjects what they've been to, what they specialize in. And so we pick from those particular that program what they have. Yeah.
And of course, there's a benefit to all of this. It's to highlight what the Rotary Club has been doing for years and years. And for those who are unaware, perhaps you can give us just a little bit of an idea of how much work you guys do in the community.
Well, Rotary has several mandates. One of the mandates is an international mandate, and we are very foremost. Our international mandate is to eradicate polio, and that is a very big thing for Rotary, and we put a lot of dollars into that. So that is number one mandate international. Locally, we do a lot of work for children, for students and young people, and also for older people. For instance, this is an example here. This tie. This is Free the Children from Craig Kielberger.
Oh yes.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Well, you all know this young man who at the age of 12, and we very much like to support Craig in his efforts. He's done an amazing job. Locally, we help students through international student exchange. That's how I got into Rotary. My daughter was an exchange student to Denmark. We have that program. We have an exchange program. It's called a group study exchange, where we have professionals like you could apply for that. And then for a period of 6 months, 6 weeks, you go and visit another country. So this time we have Brazil, where we have an exchange for. Last year we had it with Mexico, and the year before we had New Zealand. And Rotary will pay for your trip to Brazil. Now, how would you like to do that for Kitty?
I was going to say sign me up.
Yes, sign me up. I'm ready to go.
So, Rotary do this wonderful group study exchange. We're involved with a lot of local charities, and Travelogue is a fundraiser for us. Its primary function is community service. It's a function to promote also local artists. Like for instance, on the next upcoming show, we have Carolyn De Bono, who is a very accomplished and promising harpist here in Mississauga. She studies harp, and she's the principal harpist of the Mississauga Symphony. And John Barnum, we have an association with John Barnum with the Mississauga Symphony to provide us with musicians for the pre-show entertainment. So we like to feature local artists. Right?
I know that you can. You want to give away a few tickets for
I'd love
this
to give
show.
away tickets.
Yeah, that'd be great. So I think that we want to ask people what the name of the up-and-coming travelogue is.
The upcoming travelogue, again, Norway, the land of the Vikings and the midnight sun.
There you go. Doesn't get easier than that.
Doesn't get any easier, yeah.
And the contest line is 905-361-5120. So we'll give away some tickets for that. Now, if people want to get tickets, they can come right to the school. That's Port Credit Secondary School.
Correct.
On the 27th. And they should come in a little bit early, I guess,
That's right? Yes.
So they can get their seats and that sort of thing. And the timing of the actual presentation?
The actual presentation starts at 8.
Okay.
Our pre-show entertainment starts at about 7:15. So if they can come in anytime in between 7 to 8 o'clock, they will be welcome. Yeah.
We can't thank you enough, Peter. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you very much.
Great, nice to see you.
Nice to meet
Kitty,
you.
thank you, and come to Brazil.
I will.
Apply for your GAC.
Absolutely.
Don't go away. When we come back, we're going to be flexing our muscles with the folks
Norwegian
from
muscles,
Fitness
too.
and Model Expo.
Okay.
Join us next.